Well, welcome to Fossil Rocks. And some of the pictures that you're going to see here are fossils presented by the Pacific Museum of Earth at UBC in Vancouver. And so the people that study fossils are called paleontologists. And so welcome to Fossils Rock presentation. Okay, so this is a ammonite here, and it's a relative, extinct relative of octopus and squid. So the animal will be living in the shell here, and I've got a demonstration just to show you how it looks. And so this would be the shell of what is the fossil, and then you have the sort of a soft body of the octopus and squid-like creature in here. And just remember, ammonites, they're now extinct. They were extinct about 65 million years ago. So you also notice that there's a sort of a bright coloration on those. That's called ammonites, the gemstone of Alberta. So this one here is roughly about 68 to 69 million years old. Okay, so this one here is called a heteromorph ammonite. And so it is totally uncoiled, and so that's particular of these ammonites. So this one here is about 80 million years old. Okay, so this is fossil leaves, and leaves can also be fossilized. Okay, and so we got lots of places where you can actually find fossil leaves. So this one here is a sycamore leaf. And so this one here is about 50 million years old. So here we have some fossil dawn redwood here. And dawn redwood was found very abundant here in the Pacific Northwest. So that includes British Columbia, Washington, Oregon, and all of a sudden they became extinct. And so these ones here are roughly about 50 million years old. Okay, this is a plant leaflet. And so these are leaflets that come from a tree fern. And so these ones are roughly about 280 to 235 million years old. Okay, so this one here is a chunk of amber, and it comes in a necklace. Okay, and you actually can look in here, you can actually see some plant material right here, and also some seeds here. And this looks like an insect actually embedded in here. So because there's no history on this, we're not sure exactly where it comes from. Okay, this one here is a freshwater fish. And so it comes from the US, and you can actually see perfectly preserved. And you can see here the backbone, the head with the gill covers here, and fins are all preserved here. So this one here is roughly about 50 million years old. Okay, so here we have a molar from a mammoth, and mammoths were very elephant-like. And so they were covered with dense amounts of hair, and they existed in the Ice Age. So they existed 4,000 to about 2,000 years ago. Okay, this shows you the lower jawbone of a mammoth. Okay, and remember, mammoths were elephant-like and covered with thick mats of hair, very small ears and tusks. So you can see the lower jawbone, this is turned upside down. Okay, and so there you have the tooth, and the tooth is embedded in the jawbone. So they actually eated grass, they were grazers in the Ice Age. So again, 4,000 to 2,000 years ago, they existed. Okay, so this one here is a mud lobster. And so just looking closely, it's almost hard to tell which is the head and which is the tail. So this is the tail right here. Right over here, there's the tail, okay? And so these are the claws here. And then you see bits of the legs right over here. And there's also another claw over here. And so these ones are about 11,000 years ago. And so they come from Australia. Okay. So these ones here, we don't have any history about these, but looking at the sand grains on here, I'm guessing them from Vancouver Island. So you see these shells here, these are clam shells. There's one here and there's another here. And also there's some more over here. And so they're all piled and jumbled up in sort of the sandstone here. So I'm guessing it's about 25 million years old. Okay, and so these ones are fossil shark teeth. And so we have here extinct species of shark here. This one here is tiger shark. And this one over here, this one here looks like either it's a sand tiger shark here, and these ones here, they're probably all sand tiger sharks here. And so these ones are about 5 to about 26 million years old, and they come from Florida. And also from Florida are also these shark teeth. Remember, they're about 5 to 25 million years old. And you can actually see right over here, there's a tiger shark here. This one here looks like a lemon shark. Okay, and this one here is probably also sand tiger shark here. Okay, and so mostly likely they're probably all sand tigers or lemon shark teeth. Okay, one of the big shark tooth is found the megalodon shark. Okay, and these are fairly large teeth. They can up to about 7 inches in size. And I have one here, show you how big it is. Okay, so that's how big that they actually get. And so these sharks are now extinct. And so they existed 25 million years ago, became extinct around 200 million. So there are no live megalodon sharks around. Okay, and so they figured out, because there's no skeleton of these sharks, they figured that maybe they got up at maximum about 15 meters in length, or 45 feet. And this here is fossil trilobite, okay? And they call it trilobite because it has 3 sections on, okay? And there's a head, and then where all the walking legs are, and then the back end here. Okay, and so this one here is about 515 million years old, and trilobites come in a variety of sizes and shapes all over, and so they became extinct about 250 million years ago. Okay, here shows you a fossil dinosaur bone here. And so because it's just partial, we're not sure exactly what type of dinosaur bone it is. But one thing I should mention is, you can see the interior here of the dinosaur bone. See, it's very spongy. And one thing about dinosaur bones, different from petrified wood, it tends to look sort of honeycomb, spongy inside. So that's how you can tell dinosaur bone from petrified wood. And so if you get dinosaur bone, you put it on your tongue, it seems to stick to your tongue. Okay, this is actually the thigh bone of a dinosaur, Hypacrosaurus. And so you can actually see that there's been reconstruction where it's sort of brown over here. They reconstructed it. So some of those pieces were missing or crumbled. So they had to actually redo it. Okay, and so this came from a dinosaur, which is a plant eater, because they're very, very common. You get lots of plant eaters when you find in places where you find dinosaurs. And so this example of, let's see, how these duck-billed dinosaurs, herbivorous dinosaurs look like. Okay, and so this is your duck-billed dinosaur, Corythosaurus. And so it is a plant-eating dinosaur, and they're also called hadrosaurs. And they existed about 100 million years ago. Okay, we're not sure, see, the history of this blob here, but it's referred to as a coprolite, okay? And it could have been made from a dinosaur, it could have been from a mammal, okay? And so it is the fossilized dinosaur droppings, okay? And so you can get a lot of information by looking at droppings. If you just slice it in half and look at those slices, you get information about what these dinosaurs and what these mammals were eating. Okay, so this is a dinosaur egg here. And so I'm not sure exactly how big it is, but some of them can get a size of a softball, even bigger. And so again, these are from China. Most likely these are from plant-eating dinosaurs because the plant-eating dinosaurs tend to have a sort of a round type of egg, and that's all I know about this fossil. Okay, and this is a picture of a skull of plant-eating dinosaur called Lambeosaurus. And you can see this is your duck-billed dinosaur or hadrosaur. And so right there would be the eyes right over here. And then you have the chewing teeth in the back, but there's no front teeth here. So what they did is they ate lots of plant material. And so they start chewing on the food and actually be digested into your stomachs. And so these hadrosaurs are always had some type of head crest, right, like this right over here. Okay, and so they do believe they probably use that to actually produce sound. And so that hadrosaur belongs to this, that skull belongs to this dinosaur at the Pacific Museum of Earth at UBC. Okay, and so the skull is attached to a neck and also to so a backbone, long tail. And so this animal could actually run on its hind feet or also walk using both its front feet and the back feet. And again, this is a herbivorous dinosaur. It's a plant-eating dinosaur. So it would have looked something like this one here, like this, the Coryolithosaurus. I'd like to thank you very much for tuning in and watching Fossil Rocks. And so again, I'd like to actually acknowledge that these pictures were provided by the Pacific Museum of the Earth. Okay, and what we're going to do now is actually go to the fireside and actually into our research area and have a close look at some fossils, both replicas and real. Thank you.